Oh my gosh, I just lost one.
Well, today's country music ain't nothing like it used to be. Cause it sounds more like a discotheque or rapping top 40. I miss the sounds of Merle and Waylon and some old George Jones. I'm just putting a little country back in today's country song.
Oh my god! Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about something that is very important this time of year. We are getting into early summer, end of spawn. These fish are going to become harder to catch, but here's a way that you can catch some of those fish. So here in the south, we're getting to the very end of the spawn. You can still go find some fish spawning still, but most of them are done with it. And if they're going up on bed, they're there for like a day. And this technique I'm going to show you guys today, or this way of catching fish, is something that a lot of people are doing right now, especially the pros. I was fortunate enough to do marshalling for the Elite Series event on Lake Hartwell, and this is what a lot of those guys in the top 10 were doing. Especially people like Wesley Gore. I marshaled for him on Thursday, the first day, and I learned a lot from him, and I've been able to put it to some work in some of these ponds. So what is this technique or way of catching fish I'm talking about? I'm talking about catching fry garters. Fry garters are fish that have come off the bed, and they are going to be protecting their young little fry. First thing they'll usually do is set them up on, especially at Hartwell, they were on docks. They were around tree branches, hard cover that they could maneuver their fry around. And it can be hard to target these fish. So I'll show you guys what exactly you're looking for whenever you're looking for fry garters, especially if you don't have a live scope, and then show you guys techniques on how to catch these fish. So let's get right to it. So one of the first things that you're going to do when you're looking for fry garters, if you know where some are, which you will see ripples on top of the water, what you can do to get those fish, especially if you want to see the weight and size of those fish, is pull out a big swim bait. A lot of people love using the mag draft. This is the Berkeley coal shad. I personally prefer it over the mag draft, but this bait will draw up the fish really easily. It's a big lure that they find threatening to their fry. They'll come up, at least follow it, but it's a lot hard to get these fish to hit this lure. Now, especially if you don't have live scope or just haven't seen any signs of the fry, you can throw this around anywhere and see, especially if your water's clear, find fish that are coming up chasing that lure away. Once you find the fish, or know vaguely where they are, one big lure a lot of people throw is the drop shot. This drop shot will keep it suspended right in front of the fish long enough to where they can get pissed off at it and go for it. That's my second bait that I would highly recommend. Now my third bait is one that it's hard to fish. It's a lot hard to learn, but this is a good intimidator, good way to pull those fish up. I recently lost my best glide bait, but I've got this little one. This is a Bass Pro Shops glide bait, just a cheap little glide bait. And you can go online. Ben Milliken has some videos on how to modify these lures to make them work just like those expensive glide baits. But the glide bait is one of those things where it's a big intimidator towards those fish, and it will get them to bite. Especially if you have a bigger glide bait like a Chad Shad or Flow Glide. It's one of those lures that will at least draw them up. You can see them, but will also get those fish to bite. Those are 3 lures. Let me show you guys how to put them to work. Alright guys, so I already did a lap around the pond looking to see if I could go ahead and find some fish, and I found 2 fish. I don't think they're very big, but it'll be something I can show you guys how to use these tactics. That's a bunch of bluegill. I can see them with my sunglasses. Now this pond is very muddy, so that's going to make it a little bit more difficult to see these fish, but These techniques work really well for clear water especially, but they also work in the muddy water. All right, so we're coming up on the first little spot where I saw what I believe is a fry garter. If not, it's a very aggressive bass on bed. Very late in the year especially. But I think he's guarding fry just because I've seen him chasing away bluegill. But he's not sitting in one spot, he's constantly moving. So, let's see if we can't pitch in there, get him. First thing I want to start out with is the drop shot, just because I can keep it in there for longer. I don't have any risk of him following it and not getting it. First cast and he's already got it. He's swimming off with it. I told you guys, this is a very effective way to catch these fry garters. Not a big one, but this thing is thick. He's been munched on those bluegill trying to get his fry. Very healthy little bass. We'll take a quick picture and we'll get him back just so he can protect his fish. As you can see, he is a chunky little guy. All right, here you go, buddy. Thank you for fighting. All right, that was quick and easy for the first fish. Let's go ahead and show you guys the second fish, and I'll try to throw the glide bait and see if I can get him on that instead of the very deadly drop shot. This drop shot is rigged up on my KVD rod. It is a 7.2 medium light, extra fast action. I have a Daiwa Legalis on here with 15-pound Beyond braid and a 15-pound Seaguar Gold Label leader. This is a very light, very good rod and reel combo. I absolutely love it and I have no complaints. But let's get on to that second fish. Right here's the second location that I found with some fry garters. I don't know why I keep getting spam calls as soon as I start recording, but maybe you're wondering, there's nothing here, you can't really see anything in the water that shows there's fry here. Well, right there, that's some fry, and I already got the fish. Oh, he popped off. I mean, you saw that. Once I found the fry, this thing instantly got him. He was not happy with that thing going through his fry. A lot of these fry garters are super aggressive, and that guy, he should go straight back over there. He probably won't eat again, but we'll try him and see. So what I'm doing now is basically just casting out and reeling it straight back in. I have my swim bait in my pocket to tie up, but I want to try and find this fish quick. So I'm just casting my lure out. This is something you can do if you don't have or can't afford one of these bigger swim baits. You can just cast your lure out and reel it back in. See if you can see any fry moving on the top of the water, which that might have been some fry right over there. Well guys, I don't know if you could see that very well, but another spam call. But I had one, I was reeling it in and he grabbed it right away. You can see him wake on it a little bit, but so you can see on the top of the water there, all those ripples, those are fry, which I'm hoping they're not getting eaten by a bluegill right now, but that's what those bass are protecting the fry from. Oh yeah, he's still over there. I just saw him flash, which you guys, I'm sorry, you won't be able to see as well as me because I have sunglasses on, but you can see those fry over there moving just under the water, and they're sitting right under there, but usually the bass sits right underneath them and is always protecting them. I might be able to get him to bite again. but I also might need to put the glider back over there. We'll see what happens here. So I've got him right now. Oh, he's not as good as I thought he was when I set the hook. There you go, drop shot, first cast in there. This is another fry garter. This one is not quite as thick as the last one. Come on, buddy. But he's still a good fish. These crushers are crushing my finger. There he goes. Oh, maybe not. Wish I had a pair of pliers on me. I got some in my car if I need to go get them, but we should be good right here. Come on. He's not even hooked. I just don't want to mess up his gills. There we go. There we go, another small one, which is really shocking for this pond. Usually they're at least fat, but he's not the healthiest fish in here. I'm gonna let him go. Thank you for fighting, buddy. And that, another fry garter. That one was around that down tree over there. He moved his fry over there once I hooked into him that first time. I believe that's the same one. If not, he still moved his fry off the bed to the closest piece of structure. Made sure they were safe. Good place he can keep them protected. It's a lot harder for something to sneak up on him. So I've got him right now. Oh, he's not as good as I thought he was when I set the hook. There you go, drop shot, first cast in there. This is another fry garter. This one is not quite as thick as the last one. There we go. There we go, another small one, which is really shocking for this pond. Usually they're at least fat, but he's not the healthiest fish in here. I'm gonna let him go. Thank you for fighting, buddy. And that, another fry garter. That one was around that down tree over there. He moved his fry over there once I hooked into him that first time. I believe that's the same one. If not, he still moved his fry off the bed to the closest piece of structure. Made sure they were safe. Good place he can keep them protected. It's a lot harder for something to sneak up on him. Another way you guys can catch these fry garters is by just casting around these covers with drop shots, wacky rigs. Wacky rigs, another really good, easy way to catch these fish. If you just cast them around cover, especially the back ends of floating docks, on the right where the bridge touches the main part of the dock. There's usually a float there, and a lot of times there'll be wires around it, which is part of the struggle. But it's what you gotta do to catch some of these fish, especially when you can't find their fry moving on top of the water like I have been doing. Pink. Yeah. All right, guys, that's the best one of the day. He's probably 2 pounds. I've been throwing the glide over him, and I've seen him react. There's a female on here that's like 5 pounds that I lost a couple minutes ago. I'm doing it with the drop shot. I did get bit on the glide though. Oh my gosh, I just lost one. But the male bit, so hopefully the female will bite now. We might as well get a weight on him. He's close to 2 pounds. I don't know if he's quite 2. But we're gonna turn the scale on and let it 0. He's a 115, just under 2 pounds. Not bad. All right, you guys. There he goes. Man, he was ready. Oh, there's a fish there. That might be a better one. About what? Come on. Wow. Gosh dang it, I just lost like a 3-pounder. All right, guys, what a terrible way to end the video, but I ended up turning off the camera and just fun fishing for a little bit. I only ended up catching one more, but I had a blast making this video. You know, it's stuff that I knew, but I learned a lot more when I was out on the water with Wesley Gore and KJ Queen when I was marshalling over the weekend, and it was something really cool that I saw. I was able to see the mistakes I was making, like from previous times, and able to fix them, and now I'm sharing them to you. So yeah, that last one I lost was like a 3-pounder, and I ended up losing one that was like a 5-pounder probably. I saw it in the water. It was with a male, and they were guarding fry. Just couldn't get her to bite. I didn't want to waste the whole rest of my day, so I moved on and ended up losing that 3. But what can you do, you know? But remember these key things. You don't have to have these fancy like live scope transducers or anything. Go out with a mag draft or a bigger swim bait, or even just a regular lure, and just toss around until you find those ripples in the water, or you see one in a bunch of fry. And then the drop shot with a pink worm is just absolutely deadly against these fry garters. And then on some clear water, a glide bait works really well. I'm sorry I couldn't get one on the glide bait today, but all those fish I was seeing were like 2 pounds to 1.5 pounds, so they weren't very big and didn't really want to commit to a glide bait like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned a lot. If there's anything else you want me to go over, or any tips or anything you need, put it down in the comments. Leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. The next video, this time for real, should be the Lake Murray Phantom Open, which would be an amazing video. All top water and big fish. So you guys are not going to want to miss that one. I'll see you guys in that video.